HPRC is doing to promote healthy, thriving communities?
Well, we do a lot of educational activities. We do outreach in the community where we actually do town hall sessions where we provide information about asset mapping, letting people know where they can receive quality care in their areas, as well as healthy grocery stores and other things in their communities as well.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
In your opinion, what is the greatest health challenge facing children in the county?
Food, cold, you know.
So what do you think the community should be doing to address these challenges?
Teaching them good hygiene, washing their hands, using tissue, bathing their arms and their hands.
It is good to see you on a beautiful summer afternoon when there are so many other places you could be. My name is Byron Soji Thomas, and I am the moderator for this afternoon. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce my boss, Crystal Reed, who is our project director and has overall responsibility for this event and for everything that we do in our project. Crystal?
Thank you, Byron. Good afternoon, everybody. So great to see the people in the community here. Again, my name is Crystal Reed, and I am the program director of the Health Policy Research Consortium. And we would like to welcome you again to our first annual Back to School Health Extravaganza. HPRC is actually a grant that's funded by the National Institute of Minority Health Disparities, focusing on health disparities in Prince George's County, trying to see what we can do to improve health outcomes for the people in the community, focusing kind of on a policy perspective, and looking at it from an aspect of health in all policies. So not just looking at health policy, but looking at issues in your communities like zoning, are your neighborhoods walkable, do you have bike trails, do you feel safe in your neighborhoods walking to your grocery stores and things of that nature. So we're excited to be here today. It's wonderful to see all the kids here getting the free school supplies. We have a host of dynamic speakers that's going to come and tell you some great news, seeing what we can do to kind of, with the village mentality, working towards communities, with the village mentality of raising healthy children so that we can fight this childhood obesity rate, because the statistics are really high in Prince George's County, and avoid having a huge population of chronic disease adults. So thank you all again for coming out. I'm going to pass the mic back over to Byron, and he's going to start introducing some of our speakers. Thank you all.
Thank you, Crystal. A little housekeeping. The bathrooms are out the door to your left. There's an arts and crafts for the children also through this door right in front of you in the room, right in the hallway. And these seats up here in the front, the seats don't bite. So it would be nice if some of you could move a little closer to the front. Okay, folks are shy. Okay, well, it now gives me great pleasure to introduce the mayor of Capitol Heights, Mayor Marnita L. King.
Thank you so very much. Good afternoon. I want to thank you all for coming to Capitol Heights. We know in Capitol Heights, crime sees no boundaries, sickness and disease doesn't see boundaries. And so we in Capitol Heights have taken our Healthy Heights initiative. Our goal in the town is to work on the healthiness of our community, both from the youth all the way to the seniors. And the mayor and council has taken that upon ourselves to do it from the top up. So we started doing the mile with the mayor. Our chief of police is doing biking with the chief. And just from my 1 year as being mayor, so far I've lost about 30 pounds. And today when I went to my my vision appointment to see the eye doctor because my blood pressure has come down, and I know I'm working on weaning myself off of the medicines with the doctor's help. But because my blood pressure is in check, he's like, your vision is getting better. What have you done? And I said, well, you know, just working out, trying to lose weight and bring my blood pressure down, and that's helped me not have as blurred a vision. And so, and that's helping me being able to keep up with my kids. You know, at the leadership camp, I get to play with the kids instead of being all tired. It's helping in a whole host of ways. And so from the administration on down, our goal is to make sure that if we want a healthy community, that I'm not going to do anything that we're not asking you to do. So, with that being said, we've been able to have some wonderful partners, and with HPRC now being a great partner and encouraging a healthy lifestyle and supporting our Healthy Heights initiatives, we're only going to continue to grow and hopefully reach the needs of each one of you. Now, and the reason I say that our borders don't just stop at Capitol Heights, being unhealthy isn't just unique to Capitol Heights. It goes throughout all of the communities. And so, if there's anything we can do in Capitol Heights, we have our councilwoman, Elaine Williams. She does yoga all through the communities, in every community. And so she's bringing breathing techniques to the council meetings and throughout all our senior facilities. And she'll come to any facility. So, if there's anything you need us to do, please let us know. We have a great partner in the county council, our county councilwoman, Karen Toll. She's been very supportive of our events. So, we just want to continue to make this a community focus so that we can both bridge the gap between healthiness and unhealthiness in our community. So, with that being said, we have prepared a proclamation for the HPRC, and I'll read it. Whereas the Mayor and Council of the Incorporated Town of Capitol Heights acknowledge with profound and optimum pleasure the celebration of the 2015 Back to School Health Extravaganza. Whereas the Health Policy Research Consortium and the Town of Capitol Heights are partnering to host this extravaganza. Whereas the elected officials will address community and school approaches to improving children's health, in addition to other educational speakers who will include in their presentation strategies to combat child obesity, bullying, and educational achievement. Whereas there will be free school supplies for children in need, free food, health screenings, and fun activities for the children. And whereas free screenings will be provided by the Prince George's County Health Department, Department of Social Services, the Maryland National Park and Planning, and the Adventist Health Care Center. Whereas that I, Mayor Marnita King, for the Town of Capitol Heights, Maryland, do hereby support the preparation of our youth for educational success. It is a priority of the Town of Capitol Heights, and we appreciate the support of all partners who have this goal in mind. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Another round of applause for the Mayor, please. It is now my pleasure to welcome Ebony McMorris, the Community Relations Director for Radio 1. Ebony.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, all my kids. I see something I recognize. Zachariah, Noah, Zion. That's right, I'm calling your name. Man, it's been a pleasure. I want to first thank you all for having Radio 1 come on board. We are totally excited, all of our sister stations. Magic 102.3, who's represented here. Michelle Rice in the back, wave your hand. Woo! We have 93.9 WKYS, Praise 104.1. We have some Praise listeners building. That's right, let me do it. We also have our sister stations, WOL, Winston Cheney, who you can, I'm sorry, he's not on WOL. That's Al Sharpton, you can hear during the week on WOL. We also have Winston Cheney, who is also one of our personalities at our sister station. So we are just happy to be here. Health is one of the initiatives that we really take seriously at Radio 1. And we started a health initiative. You can hear us in the morning. I'm on Tom Joyner from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And on Wednesdays, you can tune into Michelle because she talks about the importance of being healthy, mind, body, and spirit. So we're trying to support you. Please support us. But I have some goodies that I want to give away. Now, did everybody put their ticket in for the raffle? No? Any last minute raffle ticket? Okay, nobody's running to the front. So we have a couple of giveaways, and once I call your ticket, if you are a winner, you can go to the back, ask Michelle to give you your gift, and she will give it to you. So the first one is for Nations Football Classic, Howard versus Hampton. That's going to be coming up Friday, September the 18th. Who wants those tickets? Can I get a helper? Is there a young person here that can run up real quick? 2 seconds to run up to the stage. Y'all shy? Y'all not shy. Yes. They weren't shy about those Mike-and-ites. Come on. Come on. This is that let's move. Let's give him a hand. I love initiative. All right, I want you to pick a ticket and then call the number for me.
The number is 777869.
Going once, we're gonna do this quick. Going twice, 3, nope. Okay, let's move on. Read that one.
The next number is 777881.
No, 1, 2. All right, we're gonna do another one.
The next number is 777897.
One more, then I'm gonna find a better way to do it. Oh, wait a minute, you got it? All right, come on up. Give her a hand. So you are the winner of the Nations Football Classic tickets for September the 18th. Let me get your name. Yes, it is. What's your name? Aideen. Aideen. Thank you so much, Aideen. There you go. Now let's give her a hand clap. So there are 2 gift bags that we have in the back that we're going to give away. And so what I want to do, because we can go through this forever, I want 2 young people, whoever first can go to the back, talk to Michelle, and tell her one thing that you're going to do from this day forward to be healthy, then you can get that bag. You got to run to the back. This is Let's Move. Look. Go find her. Tell her to give you a bag, and you have to let her know. Okay? Lastly, I do want to thank you guys again for letting us be a part. And I'll tell you why, lastly, why it's so important to us. I actually lost 2 family members last year to diabetes. My uncle and his wife, 3 months apart, which left me raising their child. And so seeing the devastating effects that it can have on a family, and then what happens to next of kin when you have to raise a child, it's alarming. It made me get my own health in check. So there's Brandon is doing very well, but now I'm on him about having healthy eating habits. And don't be fooled if you're skinny, because it doesn't mean anything. He's a very thin young man, and he loves salt. So we've had to break habits. So I want to encourage parents out here to let's help break unhealthy habits in the community and support each other even more. Thank you so much for allowing us to come out today.
Thank you very much, Tony. And thank you for the testimonial. That was useful. So we're going to have a few presentations, and our speakers are here already sitting in the front. Our first speaker is going to be Dr. Angela Wakwea. Dr. Wakwea is the Chief of School Health Policy, Services, and Innovation for the Prince George's County Public Schools. And Dr. Wakwea comes to the public school system here with a distinguished resume, including a stint as Director for School Health at Maryland's Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. She was health officer for Anne Arundel County. And before that, she was at the Infectious Disease and Environmental Health Administration at DHMH in Baltimore. Dr. Wakwea comes to us by way of Uganda and the UK, and now she's here in Prince George's County. Please help me welcome Dr. Angela Wakwea.
Good afternoon. How is everybody? Are we great by choice? Yes, we choose to be great in Prince George's County. I am Dr. Angela Wakwea. I'm the Chief of the Office of School Health Policy Services and Innovation. It is my pleasure to serve for the last 2 years as Chief of the nurses over the school system. And one thing I must say about the nurses is that they work together, very closely together with the physical education teachers and health education to make us all well. And I really appreciate Ebony's testimony about the people she lost in her family, because truly we are at the crossroads of history in trying to turn the tide of obesity around. So my slides I'm going to go quickly through them, and they have a lot to do with the epidemics in Prince George's County. We're a large county. We have close to 900,000 people. We have a lot of children who live in many households that speak many languages. We have on the right an obesity epidemic among our children and among our adults. All of us have some weight to lose. Myself, I have 30 pounds to lose, and we're all on that journey to make ourselves healthy and well. When you look at the United States, when you look at Prince George's County, we have 5 leading causes of death. Ebony talked about some of those. One of them is diabetes. Diabetes is a huge killer in our county, along with cancer, other types of heart disease, and accidents. And when it comes to our children, diabetes and asthma are huge killers. The next slide shows the goals of the Prince George's County Health Department. We in the school system are aligning ourselves to those goals, and they range from access to health insurance to controlling chronic diseases such as diabetes and hypertension, as well as sexually transmitted diseases. The next slide shows how we're going to tie health outcomes to education outcomes. In other words, a healthy child is ready to learn. A healthy child is ready to learn. And the more healthy our children are, the more higher academic outcomes they achieve. There are really 6 target behaviors, and somebody might say, oh duh, you know, that's all I have to do to be healthy. But actually no, it's quite hard to eat healthier and move more. But those are really the 2 things that we need to do to become healthier. 80% of the obesity epidemic has to do with what you eat, and about 20% has to do with exercise. So we might move more, but really you have to watch what you eat. And I literally took some bananas and clementines from the table here on the right, because that's what my sons eat. They asked me, where are you going this morning, Ma? And I said, I'm going to the market, so I'm glad I'm coming back with some bananas. The next slide talks about different things you can do to eat healthier. Policy choice, HPRC and Crystal Reed are doing a lot of work on the policy level. We need to change policies that help communities become healthier. We have to also increase and improve vending options in schools, as well as where we live, work, and play. We have to move more, absolutely, get into those healthy challenges. We heard about the walk with the mayor. In Prince George's County, we have a boardwalk. Our Board of Education members walk with the school community. And this school year, we're going to have our boardwalk on May 14th. May 14th, 2016, we're going to have our Board of Education. We welcome council members, obviously, and the mayors of the city we are going to be in this year. And that is coming in an announcement soon. These are behavioral change levers that can occur at the school level, in workplaces, as well as our communities. It is a full-rounded approach to improve the health in our communities.
The next slide shows that we need partnerships. We not only need partnerships with organizations like HPRC, we need partnerships with the county council, we need partnerships with the mayors, we need partnerships with schools, we need partnerships with the business to make this happen. The next slide really talks about bringing it home. What about you? What are you going to do? Each one of us belongs to the community and we need to do something. Eat healthier. Choose to eat healthier, and in that way you're choosing to be great. Choose to move more, because that way you move towards being healthier, and stress less. Stress is a huge contributor to gaining weight, and that way you can choose to be great. So with that, I thank you. I'll end with saying that you can contact us anytime in Prince George's County Public Schools. You can go on our website to see what initiatives we're up to. And thank you very much to Crystal Reed for inviting me to come here. And have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
Speaker is going to be our next speaker is going to be Ms. Deborah Archer. Ms. Archer is a project leader and a nutrition educator. Our next speaker is going to be Ms. Stephanie Coot. She is a Prince George's County Public Schools physical education teacher, an award-winning physical educator who has taught in the county school system for 13 years. She is also a national ambassador for the Alliance for a Healthier Generation and sits on the Public Schools Healthy Schools Board. And she has a passion for fitness coming from her love of soccer. And she is here to talk to us about being a healthier generation. Please welcome Stephanie.
Hi, everybody. So we're going to talk about a little bit about physical education in our school system. So why should we exercise? First off, as we sit here, we've been sitting here for quite a few minutes, 17 or more. The blood is actually pooling into our legs as well as our arms, taking much needed glucose as well as oxygen from our brain. We're not learning efficiently. So imagine your children actually sitting there for 2 hours of instruction. They're more falling asleep than they are actually learning. So we're actually gonna have a brain break. We're going to get up with Go Noodle. It's a free program for all teachers, and your kids should be doing this in their classrooms at least 15 minutes a day. So I need you to find a partner, and we're gonna do a fun little activity. So I'll give you guys about 5 seconds to find a partner while we get this set up. Yes, stand up.
The kids can join in too.
Well done. Thank you for those that got up and actually moved. We have actually an example of what your brain does when you exercise. It actually helps you retain information. So those of you that got up and moved, you'll probably remember that 17 minutes of sitting down makes you go into sleep mode. It improves your memory, which is great to combat Alzheimer's. It heightens your attention span, develops multitasking, as well as planning, which is always good when you're on your smartphone and you're doing another activity. It improves your self-esteem and definitely reduces stress. So your brain actually, if those of you that were sitting down being lazy, I saw you. You're actually more in the category on the right side. If I were to give you a test right now, your brain activity is very minimal. If you look on the left, or my right side, your brain is really active after just 20 minutes of walking. So naturally, active kids perform better on tests as well as grades. They attend school more frequently, less absenteeism. They actually gain brain matter through neurogenesis. They reduce levels of depression and anxiety, and they have better sleep, as well as they live longer. We all ultimately want that. So how much should we exercise? Kids, 60 minutes a day. Fuel Up to Play 60 has a national campaign that advertises that. You may have seen some of the commercials. Adults, 150 minutes a week just to maintain healthy. I want you guys, when you do exercise, focus in 4 categories. You should be working on your aerobic capacity, which is that cardiovascular, getting your heart and your lungs breathing more efficiently. Muscle strengthening, bone strengthening, as well as flexibility, all to maintain and prevent injuries. So what does our school system do for your students or your children? We have a health and wellness policy that we actually created. It has 3 components on it that are very important, at least on the physical activity side. We encourage physical activity breaks, at least 15 minutes a day. That number is going to increase in our new policy. We have a recess policy that's incorporated in our wellness policy, which states that they have a minimum of 15 minutes. We're increasing that to 20 next year. And we encourage physical education to be taught by a highly qualified teacher in a designated space with a great curriculum that we have. The one major issue that we do have with the recess policy in schools, it's some of the teachers are actually taking away recess from your kids. If that happens, they're actually violating our policy. We also have fitnessgram testing, which measures all components of physical activity, including aerobic capacity, muscle strengthening, and flexibility. And with the partnerships with the school nurses, we have a body mass index. We have awards for our schools. We have 75 at least schools awarded over the last couple years in both the Healthier U.S. Schools Challenge, Let's Move Active Schools, Fuel Up to Play 60, as well as, of course, the Alliance for a Healthier Generation. We have bikes to bike and walk to school days, and we have partnerships with Kaiser Permanente that give your schools free assemblies. So I'd actually want to comment on my one last. partnership that I thought was wonderful was with the University of Maryland and Deborah Archer. She does free food tastings for our schools and gardening programs. With that said, if you have any questions, come see me afterwards.
Thank you very much. So maybe we can call you after all the speaking is done, and we'll do another one of those. Our next speaker is Deborah Archer. Ms. Archer is project leader and nutrition educator at the University of Maryland Extension Food Supplement Nutrition Education Program. And she provides teacher training to demonstrate how educators should integrate nutrition education and physical activity into content areas. So she supports healthier school environments by sponsoring her program through a dozen school garden projects. And so it'd be fun to hear all what that entails. So without further ado, Ms. Archer.
Good afternoon, everyone. One thing that I'm going to ask is, those of you with the blue shirts on, can you hear me? Okay, so those of you with the blue shirts, I'm going to ask your assistants and the vendors, and if you could possibly make sure that everyone is seated and focused, and that we can distribute possibly the passbook information or passport information once this panel discussion is completed. It will assist us immensely. So if you could possibly do that, and for the vendors, if we could provide the information after the presentation, and those of you who are invited guests, you could have a seat. I am going to begin. So, when we look at wellness, one of the things that we have to factor is it does entail nutrition, it does entail physical activity, and it does entail making lifestyle changes. But what are the lifestyle changes? Looking at this wellness wheel, you'll see that the lifestyle changes include spiritual, emotional, intellectual, physical, social, environmental, and financial changes. So if you're looking to change or modify your lifestyle, don't exclusively look at one area, because they are all related and they all impact your health. In 2009, the Alliance for a Healthier Generation partnered with Prince George's County Public Schools, and 196 of the 201 schools actually entered into an agreement to create healthier lifestyles for our children. The alliance was started by President Clinton along with the American Heart Association, and funding was provided by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. The reason why President Clinton started this initiative to decrease the prevalence of childhood obesity was that President Clinton, does anyone know where President Clinton grew up in? What state? Who said Arkansas? I have something for you after this. So it was Arkansas. So President Clinton grew up in Arkansas, and he said when he went to school, no one taught him about nutrition ed. And when he went out to eat and when he went to visit family, that the options were fried and deep fried. So President Clinton actually wound up having to have triple bypass heart surgery to actually clear his arteries of the years and years of just buildup of fat that was blocking the blood flow to his heart. And he said he really didn't want children to have to endure this when they grew into adulthood. So with the Alliance, I am former ambassador, and Stephanie Cahood is a current ambassador. Right now they have 15 million students enrolled in 24,000 schools. And their goal is to work with politicians, schools, community agencies, and also with the parents to decrease the prevalence of childhood obesity. So let's look at the state of Maryland. Oh, I'm sorry, go. So why are we focusing on the schools? Students spend a considerable amount of time. Is there any student here who goes to a before care program? No? Well, there are students who are in school within the course of the school day, and there are also students who are there after school. So looking at the amount of time, this is a great opportunity for us to teach them about nutrition education. And also we find that there are a considerable number of students
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an emergency announcement from the superintendent of the building. He is asking that all parents make sure their children don't go to the other side of the building. One of the children did that, pulled off an alarm, so he's expecting county police to come and investigate the alarm momentarily. So he is asking that all parents make sure that their children stay on this side of the building to avoid any such recurrences. Thank you.
So again, students spend the majority of their school day, work days or school days in the actual school settings, and this is a great opportunity for our students to engage in additional physical activity or to teach them about nutrition education. Now looking at Maryland, my program is called the Food Supplement Nutrition Education Program, also known as SNAP-Ed. SNAP is the new name for the food stamp program. And they changed the name about 2010 to Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, because they wanted the participants to understand that this is supposed to be just a portion of your income for food. And also they moved from the passbooks or the coupons to the actual EBT cards. So within the SNAP-Ed program, I have an opportunity to work and partner with schools within the community. I also provide the food tastings to the students, and our teachers within the county integrate nutrition education lessons as well as physical activity into their lesson plans throughout the course of the day. Looking at Maryland, here are some very critical facts for both the students and the adults in this room. Right now, within the state of Maryland, approximately 1 out of every 3 youth are either overweight or obese. So that's roughly 32% within the entire state. In Prince George's County, our numbers are much higher. When we look at overweight and obese students, our numbers range from anywhere from 45% to 48%. Now when we look at the adults in the county, approximately 2 out of 3 adults in Prince George's County are overweight or obese. So if our young people are gaining weight at an increasing rate, there's a very good likelihood that they're going to be overweight or obese. Now, those who are gaining weight at the fastest rate are the Latino population. We find that Hispanics who are new to the country are starting to adapt some of our behaviors, and they are gaining weight at a much faster rate than any other ethnic group. So when we're looking at race and ethnicity, obesity has become a public health issue with people of color. The medical cost right now is anywhere from $140 billion with a B to $210 billion that is being spent for healthcare related costs specifically due to being overweight or obese. Now let's take a look at some of the chronic illnesses. So, what is the impact of childhood obesity? It was mentioned, diabetes. Specifically type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is adult onset diabetes. We have our children at the elementary school age being diagnosed at an alarming rate within the community with type 2 diabetes, although they're children. Hypertension or high blood pressure. We have more and more of our elementary age children being diagnosed with hypertension and high cholesterol and making frequent visits to the school nurse because of these issues, or having to go to the school nurse on a daily basis because they have to have medication to monitor and maintain their levels for their cholesterol and their blood pressure. Sleep apnea, that is when you're sleeping and it feels as if your breath is being cut off, and you wake up and you are gasping for air. Because of the weight that students now have on their bodies, there are times when they have this, and unfortunately this leads to an interrupted sleep pattern, and the students then come to school tired because they're waking up a couple of times at night and they're not resting well. Cancer, some forms of cancer have now been linked to our diet. Depression also, and bullying. Now this bullying goes two ways. There are those within the schools, our youth, who are actually bullied because of their weight. They cannot hide it, it is there, so they are bullied. However, now we're finding within Prince George's County Public Schools, the students who are overweight and obese and the bigger students in their classes, they're now bullying those who they know are smaller and really cannot defend themselves against them. And finally, low self-esteem. Society paints this picture of what you're supposed to look like, and this is the portrayal that's given from someone who has had their hair and makeup done for about 6 to 8 hours, and they try to imitate or emulate this look, and unfortunately those who are overweight and obese do suffer from low self-esteem. So now let's look at your school meals. What's on your child's plate? So in Prince George's County Public Schools, 37,000 breakfast meals are served daily to your students. 72,000 lunches are served daily to your students. One thing that they now are required to do is all grains are whole grains. So the breads, the rice, the pasta, that's all whole grain foods. There is increased fruits and vegetables. Lean meats are served. 1% or fat-free milk. There are no trans fats. Trans fats are those things that look like, in the Spanish community, they say manteca. So there are others, there are other name brands that are these white solids. You can leave it out all day, and that white solid in that can will still be that white solid when you come back. Well, that's what it's like in your bloodstream. So that's been removed from the schools. For those of you who are interested, I do have school lunch applications, and I can provide those to you for your children. And the website is applyforlunch.com. One of the things we want to talk about with My Plate is that, you can switch the slide, is we want to make sure that you make half of your plate fruits and vegetables. It does not necessarily mean that you have to eat it at the time, but during the morning, maybe possibly pack that vegetable if you don't want to have your vegetable first thing in the morning. Make sure that you're having about 5 to 9 servings, and your children are having 5 to 9 servings of the fruit. Okay, so one of the things you can look at or Google is My Plate, and My Plate will provide you with the servings you're supposed to have. Children 2 to 3 years of age, 1,000 calories, and then for our teenagers, anywhere from 1,800 to 2,200, and even more if they're active. But for us as adults, we need anywhere from 1,800 to 2,000. Generally speaking, we say 2,000 calorie diet. Men, you get to have more calories. You get to have 2,400 calories because it's a man's world right here. So again, these are the calories. One thing I will say to this audience, because within African American and now Latino populations, we're having more problems with high blood pressure or hypertension, is sodium or salt. Your sodium should be about 2,300 milligrams a day. That is about a teaspoon a day. And for those of you who have a family history of high blood pressure, hypertension, or your doctor has told you that you do, or you're on medication, you really need to decrease that to a half teaspoon a day. Now think about some of these salty snacks that you have, and think about some of the processed foods and the fast food restaurants. It's the salt and the sugar and the fat that makes it taste so good and keeps you coming back for more. So just be very, very aware of this. So now looking at this and hearing this information, I do have a question for you. What can you do for your child's health? One thing that I would say is parental involvement. You have a voice, use it. Become engaged, become knowledgeable about the issues that are facing your children and yourself. Be very proactive and start saying in our communities, we don't want certain foods. And also possibly contact your schools, find out about their school wellness teams and be involved in that. And I'll leave you with one last thought. As we say, youth often learn healthy behaviors by watching important people in their lives demonstrate such behaviors. You are your child's first role model. So your child is going to imitate and emulate everything that you do. So being that first role model, what are you modeling for your children? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Words of wisdom. And now it gives us great pleasure to introduce the chairman of the Prince George's County Council. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Now it gives us great pleasure to introduce the chairman of the Prince George's County Council, Mr. Mel Franklin.
All right, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
All right, it's great to be with you today. I want to bring you greetings on behalf of my colleagues on the County Council, especially my colleague, Ms. Karen Tolles, who represents District 7, right here, the home of Capitol Heights. I want to congratulate the Health Policy Research Consortium and the town of Capitol Heights on today's Back to School Extravaganza. I want to give a special congratulations to Mayor King on your 30 pounds of weight loss. Congratulations again. Absolutely. The only downside is I gained yours, so, you know, can't win, I guess. But I do want to thank you for this invitation. Well, you know, today right here in Capitol Heights, we have a tremendous opportunity to celebrate and bring awareness to the importance and impact of creating healthy communities and the relationship between healthy children and successful learning. You know, I speak often about fostering economic prosperity by bringing the world to Prince George's County. But to achieve that, we need a growing, thriving community. We need the best learning environment for our children. And yes, we must have fit and healthy parents as well as their kids. I believe our success as a county will not be measured just by the types of economic development, but it's also going to be measured by the results we bring for our children and how we prepare them overall. That's mind, body, and spirit. It's a fact that when children succeed, communities succeed. The young people here this morning, I see you all, you're active and you're ready. You all are amazing. So I know Prince George's County is well on its way to a bright and prosperous future. How many of our young people are ready to go back to school? Show of hands. Ready? All right. Good. Well, to accomplish great things this school year, you're going to need to be healthy and strong. Research has shown us that racial and ethnic health disparities exist in Prince George's County for many conditions, and you've heard a lot of that great information already shared earlier. Disparities in things like heart disease and cancer, obesity, diabetes. Both of those two in particular are becoming much more common amongst our children. We are committed on the County Council to health and wellness of children and families. The Council, in our role as the county's Board of Health, is working to foster policies that promote healthier families. We are working with public and private stakeholders to build a world-class regional medical center right here in the county by 2019. Not far from here, right down in Largo, which will transform healthcare and attract new medical providers for surrounding communities right here in Capitol Heights. Last year, we adopted a grocery store tax credit to encourage the development of healthier eating options in our established communities. And we are working to create transit-oriented development communities near our metro stations to encourage welcoming and sustainable communities all across our county. Last March, we launched the biggest winner. Need to come in? Oh, okay. Okay, want to swap mics? All right. Turn that off. That's on. How's that? All right. So last March, we launched the biggest winner program in the county council. It was a 90-day program concentrated on reduction of cardiovascular risk factors through healthy eating and weight loss amongst congregants in the faith community. Children, youth, and families participated in the first phase of that biggest winner competition. And after 90 days, they had a collective weight loss of more than 1,000 pounds. That's big time. That's big time, folks. This summer, the county partnered with Share Our Strength and the No Hungry Kid Maryland campaign to provide meals for county children who may not get enough to eat during the summer. We did not want our children to worry about whether or not they'd have something to eat. We wanted them to be focused on having fun and extracurricular activities this summer. And the health department was recently awarded a $4 million grant to expand behavioral health services for children and families. The goal of the grant is to expand and improve access to community-based services for children and youth with behavioral health challenges and their families. Now, we are also equally committed to ensuring our students have what they need in our classrooms. As a part of this year's budget, the County Council allocated an additional $34 million in Board of Education funding for schools, and recently adopted legislation to require that at least 50% of gaming and tax revenue from the new MGM National Harbor be spent on public education. The Prince George's County Council is committed to our shared priority of ensuring that our health and well-being of all of our residents remains forefront in all of our agendas. This is also the stated commitment of the Health Policy Research Consortium and every healthcare stakeholder represented here today. Together, we're working with all of you on behalf of healthier children and healthier communities. We will continue to seek solutions to disparities to deliver the high-quality health care to our county residents and continue to support important policy initiatives like the one today to improve access to affordable health care. Folks, Prince George's is rising, and with your partnership and support, we will ensure that the best is yet to come. God bless you, and have a great day, and let's make it a great, healthy Prince George's County.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
All right, so, and now for our final speaker before we do Q&A. Our final speaker will be Madhu Williams, who is the founder and CEO of the Madhu Williams Foundation. And Mr. Williams has a passion and a commitment to health and wellness, going all the way back to his years as a youth in Sierra Leone and West Africa. Mr. Williams is an alumnus of the University of Maryland, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Minnesota Vikings, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Washington Redskins. Mr. Williams.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to the HPRC for this wonderful invitation. It's an honor and a privilege to stand in front of you and to share my story in terms of what we're doing in Prince George's County through the Madhu Williams Foundation. Our foundation started in 2006, and we predominantly work in the Prince George's County school system. We're currently in Heisman Elementary School, Heisman Middle, and soon to be in Northwestern. And what sets us apart from other nonprofits in the county is that we track our students starting at the 3rd grade all the way through high school. And in terms of what we do after high school is we help provide assistance with college admissions as well as provide scholarships as needed for our students that have gone through our program. But parents, this is the the purpose for me being here is to share why it is that we do what we do in our organization. Parents, what if I tell you that you have a direct impact on the next 2 generations? That being said, not only do you have direct impact on your children, but you also impact your children's children. What if I tell you that education transcends race, gender, and socioeconomics, regardless of where you're from? You have that ability by providing education for your children. How do you do that? One of the things that we have to do is to make sure that we put education as a priority for our children. Education is free in America. It's free, and we need to take advantage of it. Where I'm from in Sierra Leone, we don't have access to free education, where children are paying school fees. But I'm not here to contrast between Sierra Leone and here. What I am trying to share is the fact that we have access to something that is very coveted in other places of the world. And we cannot make excuses as to why our children aren't educated. It starts with us. Ms. Archer once said in her presentation that you, the parents, are your child's first educators. You have the direct impact on how your children are educated because you're the first person, you're the first voice they heard growing up. And you set the tone, and as well as you set the standard in terms of how far and how much education they're going to exceed as they get older. So my message today is to the parents to understand the fact that you play a crucial role in the education process of your children. What I do is just a part of what I feel as though people in Prince George's County, and as well as our funders and donors, are interested in, and that is education in our children. And I'm very fortunate enough to grow up in Prince George's County, attend school in Prince George's County, and actually went to college in Prince George's County. So I'm a Prince George's County at heart. And I can attest firsthand how privileged and how blessed I am to stand in front of you because I was educated in Prince George's County. And that education is available to all that needs it, all that wants it. And it's available to you. And it's available to your children and your children's children if they're here in Prince George's County. But the thing is, you have to make it a priority. How do you do that? I firmly believe, working in the school system for the last 8 years, that you have to be a partner with the school. The school is a resource. The teachers are a resource. The teachers are there for your success. Someone once told me that it's a win-win situation whenever a child is successful because a teacher doesn't get a pat on the back. Sometimes they do, but for the most part, their joy is seeing you succeed. That's their pat on the back. That's their stamp of approval. So when you go to school and you see a teacher, just know that you guys are a partner. She's there for your best benefit, and as well as the parent. They're a resource. And since it's a back-to-school event, I couldn't help but to remember when I was in school, what were some of the things that I recall from a back-to-school event. One of the things I remember was the back-to-school night. I used to dread the back-to-school night because I was not always a good kid when I was in school. And the back-to-school night was the opportunity that most of my teachers get to meet my mom. And I used to be petrified. But I'm here to say that shouldn't stop you from going. That shouldn't stop you from engaging your teachers because one of the things that my mom particularly did was make it a priority to attend those things because she get to hear all the stories. Because I was one way at home, but when I was in school, I acted totally different from what she raised me to be. But that's just encouragement to you as a parent to know that teachers and as well as the school is a partnership, and for your child to be successful, you have to continue to mend that relationship, mend that partnership, so that you can get the most out of the school system for your child. It is your responsibility. Our organization, the Padilla Williams Foundation, as I mentioned, has been in Prince George's County for the last 6 years. And over the last 6 years, we've learned a lot about how the school system operates. But more importantly, we learn from our families that we're involved with, as well as the students. It's an ongoing process, and no two children are alike. And one of the things that we try to do is to make sure that we provide the necessary tools for each child that's involved in our program. And that's what we want to continue to do, as well as continue to provide as many resources as as much as the parents need. Because one of the things that we realized over the last few years is that the demographics of the population of children that we serve has changed. Our population now, majority of our children in our program are first generation Americans. And what that means is they will be the first person in their families to actually attend college. And we take that responsibility very seriously. So one of the things that we've started doing is to also provide college access for our kids that are involved in our program, as well as educate the parents on the process. It can be a little bit of a daunting task, but we're there to assist and help and provide assistance for the parents that desperately need it to help navigate some of the landmines when it comes to college admission. In closing, I know we're running late behind time, and I know that we have a panel discussion. Hopefully, if you have any questions, you feel free to ask those questions there. I firmly believe, like Nelson Mandela once said, education is the key in which you can change the world. And I'm a byproduct of that, because coming from Sierra Leone at the age of 8 and moving to Prince George's County, I would have never thought that I would have the access to education that I do now. I came here where I attended, like I mentioned, elementary school, middle school, high school, and college, all in Prince George's County. And it all started here in Prince George's County. And everyone that's in Prince George's County is afforded that same opportunity to education, regardless of where you come from. And that's my message today, so thank you everybody, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Mr. Williams. We're now going to spend a few minutes interacting with each other, so if you have any questions or you'd like to make any comments about the presentations we've heard, now is the time. We're going to spend about 10 or 15 minutes doing that. After which, there's going to be a cooking demonstration over here on our left, and he is going to teach us how to make a couple of healthy meals. So he's been here preparing for a little while. But if you have any questions or any comments or any reflections about what we've heard from our presenters, please feel free. Please stand up and I'll hand you the mic and you can ask your question or make your comment. Please don't be bashful. I'll start looking for volunteers. Questions, comments? Questions, comments, going once. Questions, comments, going twice. Questions, comments. No questions or comments. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your attention. Oh, yes, Ava.
I first want to thank all of our speakers once again. And this question is for any member on the panel. Can one of you explain in more detail the relationship between education and health and what parents can do to help foster a healthy relationship between those two?
Let me repeat the question. Somebody said they couldn't hear the question. The question was, what is the relationship between education and health?
Yes, that's an excellent question. I think all the panelists spoke to it. There is a very, very, very strong correlation between health and education. A healthy child is able to attend school regularly, reduces absences. A healthy child is able to be attentive in class. A healthy child, as we saw in the PowerPoint presentation from Deborah Archer, it has a brain flow, going through their brain because they're more healthy and more active. And so it has been shown, research has shown over and over again that health is related to better educational outcomes for children. And what we as parents can do to assist that is to ensure that we model good behavior right from the get-go as the first role model for their child. that we have leaders, much like the County Council, Mel Franklin mentioned, who model that behavior, and they also pass policies and legislation, as well as our Board of Education, for instance, passing the administrative policy that Stephanie talked about. We need to pass that AP in order to make sure that recess is more in school. So there are many, many things we need to do. The mayor has also spoken to that at a personal level, as well as in terms of policy change. So our parents have a lot to do in being involved in community and that policy change, but also in the home by improving the health of their children.
Thank you, Doctor. Here's a question or comment on the other side here. The pharmacist wants to speak.
I have a question for the guests. The University of Maryland will talk about healthy eating habit. I know she promotes things like vegetables and fruits, but to be very honest, when some of these patients they go to the store, those vegetables and fruit cost a lot of money. So practically, those are very good advice. But I think the question is the affordability. Can they afford to get those fruit and vegetables? You go to the store, all that costs less compared to those fruit and vegetables. So what kind of affordability can she give to those patients, those parents?
Thank you. So the question is affordability. The bad food is cheaper, the good food is more expensive. So if I don't make a lot of money, should I eat what I can afford, or should I splurge a little?
One thing that we have found is that the American public will not find a shortage of grains. They will fill up on the grains, and that includes the rice, the potatoes, the snacks, the chips, and they will take money away from the other foods such as fruits and vegetables in order to purchase these items. A lot of it is cultural. There are some cultures that they start off with a grain such as a rice for breakfast. They will continue with lunch and dinner and have that on their plate. Unfortunately, that rice has been processed, and all it's doing is adding to weight gain and the prevalence of diabetes, and it is not providing any type of vitamins and nutrients. There are no whole grains there. So to answer your question, there are free resources within school systems. We do have produce drops, so parents who are in low-income areas or their children attend Title I schools, there are monthly drops, and one of the organizations is the Capital Area Food Bank, and they provide fruits and vegetables available to parents free of charge after school. Another thing that I strongly recommend for those who live in apartments, those who live in homes, is start your own garden. Don't take money away from buying something that is nutritionally sound to then starting your own. And it can be a container garden, literally a recycled piece of plastic with holes, and you can plant your own lettuce seeds, which you can purchase from the dollar store, and they are high nutritional value, and soil or compost for another $1. So you can start teaching your children so that you'll never go without or have want to start your own gardens, indoor and outdoors. Within the counties, we have our farmers markets set up, and those who are low income, they do now accept the EBT or the food stamp benefits that you know, so they are now set up to provide those resources. So at this point in time, I would say re-examine your budget. What realistically do you know that you need to let go of and make that behavior change? My question to every single audience is, when is it that you're going to make the behavior change, which is the hardest thing you'll ever have to do, and when do you become sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tamaria Bradley. I'm here representing the Maryland WIC program. To further answer his question, when families are looking for some more nutritional value, the WIC program for mothers We do offer a $10 fruits and vegetable benefit for them. We do teach them how to use that benefit in addition to teaching them how to use My Plate. For the children, we also offer them an $8 fruits and vegetable benefit that they can go to the store or to the farmer's market as previously mentioned. And for children or for infants, we do offer them fruits and vegetables as well. So take advantage of the WIC program with your local communities and your neighborhoods. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And since we have a chef here, maybe he was listening to our conversation, and he has a word or two about making healthy food for little money.
Well, the first thing that I think is that I worked in the grocery store business for about 10 years. So one thing that I do understand about the industry is that if you purchase fruits and vegetables in more larger volumes and healthier foods, that drives the cost and the prices down within the stores. So right now, if you have smaller amounts of people who are purchasing those organic or more fresher food, it ends up being more expensive. But if we purchase in more larger volumes, that will drive the overall cost that we spend in the stores, and they have no choice but to lower the prices because they're purchasing larger volumes of product.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
For those who don't know, here in the town of Capitol Heights, we also have gardens. We have community gardens. They have been such a hit, actually, but they're a hit for people really outside of the town. The people that come to the gardens are for Capitol Heights residents, but then if you are not a Capitol Heights resident, you can still get the garden. However, first priority goes to Capitol Heights residents. Our gardens right now are maybe 60% DC residents. They're coming over from DC and they're purchasing the spots because, and when I say purchase, they're very low cost. I think it's $20 for the year, and then it turns back over. But the reality is, we would give them to town residents or county residents first, but there just has not been a desire. Yet, the residents from the district who are now, as you saw right here across Southern Avenue, they built a lot more development. They're coming over and they're building and they're growing squash and kale and green. I mean, it looks wonderful when they're harvesting the fruit and vegetables that they're growing. So, I encourage you, whether you're a Capitol Heights resident or not, to come down to #1 Capitol Heights Boulevard and get your plot so that you can too grow a great garden if you don't have space at your house. We have classes. The classes are generally given by someone from District Heights because they have a program already in place. So they come over from District Heights and they teach the residents how to grow vegetables, how to harvest the vegetables. So we have a lot of things right here in the town, and other towns do as well. If you want to know more about our town resources, please go to the town website, www.capitolheightsmd.com. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So just a word before I bring Crystal back up for her closing remarks, and then we'll do a raffle, and then we go to the cooking demonstration. Thank you very much, everyone, for your attention and your participation. I'd just say, by way of recap, the most important things we seem to have learned, well, that I've learned today are first, that this is about all of us. There will be no healthy children in the school systems without healthy adults, starting with parents and all the adults around them to model the good behavior. Second, the education is not just the education in the classroom. The education involves learning about, for example, what the mayor just told us. If you live in this town and you don't know about it, then you're probably spending more on your green grocery bill than you have to. So the key is to know what's going on, and it's helpful to be in a place like this where you can get more useful information. And the next thing is that for a lot of the chronic disease indicators that we see in the county, a lot of them come back to what do you eat and how often do you move. So eat better and move more. So with that, I'll bring up Crystal again for her closing remarks, and then we'll do a raffle, and then we'll do the cooking demonstration. Thank you.
Thank you, Byron. I just want to take this opportunity to thank everybody again for coming out and spending your Saturday with us. I want to thank our host of dynamic speakers. The information that you provided was great. Thank you to the town of Capitol Heights, Mayor King, for partnering with us on this initiative, as well as thanking all of our sponsors and vendors who are here. I want to thank the children for taking their time out of their Saturday to come out and get school supplies. And I really just hope that everybody got the messages that came across today. This is a really big deal in our county. I invite you, I'm a resident of the county myself, so I take a lot of pride in this organization. It's an honor for me to be the program director of the Health Policy Research Consortium. If you haven't had a chance yet, I would like to invite you to come back to our table. There's a lot of great information there. We actually have a county health indicators map, which kind of shows the rankings of the health in your particular area and indicators that actually affect your health outcomes. I want to thank my staff, HBRC staff, if you all could just kind of wave your hands so everybody know you're here. All the research, we put a lot of time and energy and effort into this, and we also definitely want to thank NIH, NIMHD for allowing us to have this grant to continue this good work. One thing I want to know is how many people think your neighborhood affects whether or not your health? Do you think your neighborhood has any impact on your health? Okay. This is my way of kind of explaining to people that healthy policies is not just health policies, it's health in all policies. Prince George's County is undergoing an initiative soon where they're doing their zoning rewrite. We have been interacting a lot with the Maryland National Park and Planning Commission as well as the zoning rewrite team, just to make sure that we have healthy communities in Prince George's County. That's walkable neighborhoods, neighborhoods where you can bike, neighborhoods where you feel safe. We had the Capitol Heights Police here earlier. Safe neighborhoods where you feel safe going to the grocery stores and communities and things of that nature. So when you think health, don't just think health in all policies. That's zoning, the issues that people were talking about as far as affordable foods, making sure you have accessibility to quality grocery stores in your areas and things of that nature. So please, we actually have a newsletter and a website. Our website is www.hbrc.info. If you signed in today, we will sign you up for our newsletter, which is very informative. All of the services that you heard here, I think, again, as a resident of the county, I think a lot of the problems is the county has a lot of great services, but people just aren't aware of those services. So we're going to do all that we can to try to help promote these services and promote awareness. The idea of the gardens is great. It kind of brought back memories to me. When I was a child, my grandmother lived in an apartment, but she had a garden in our backyard. So we, did take advantage of that healthy produce as well. So I just want to thank everybody again for coming out. I'm just proud of everybody that's here, the community, the speakers, the staff. This is a great event, and we're looking forward to doing this again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. So we have 2 book bags we're going to raffle. One will be for a high school student. The other will be for a younger child, maybe in middle school or elementary school. So Ava's going to draw both tickets. So get your raffle tickets out. We're about to raffle 2 book bags. Okay, Ava, over to you. So here's the first ticket. This one is for the high school aged book bag.
596034.
596034. Do we have a winner? We don't, so we'll draw another one.
All right. So the next ticket is 596. Oh, we have a winner.
Do we have a winner? Yes. Come on out. Come on down. Come on down. Don't be shy. What was the number? Okay, you got another one?
596030.
596030. Do we have a winner? Okay, we'll call the next ticket.
All right, 596057. 596057.
Yeah, we have a winner. Okay, now we're going to raffle the other bag for the younger child, middle school or elementary school. So Ava, next ticket.
596051.
596051. Do we have a winner? Going once, going twice. Next ticket.
596044. 596044.
596044. Do we have a winner? Okay, one more ticket.
596036. 596036.
596036. Do we have a winner? Going once? Going twice. No winners. Okay, well, we'll do another raffle later on. But thank you everyone for playing. Our next event is our cooking demonstration. So we'll turn the mic over to our chef. Chef Ricardo Willis. Give him a hand, everybody. Oh yeah. Please join him over at the cooking table so he doesn't have to shout. The cooking demonstration is about to begin, ladies and gentlemen, so please come over to the stove here.